Hello, everyone. This is JD Calderon, and this is Indie Comics Explained. And today I'm taking a look at Bad Doings and Big Ideas, a Bill Willingham deluxe edition. In this book, he worked with a lot of great artists. Let me just read off the list. Not to mention himself, Bill Willingham is an excellent writer. He's also an excellent artist. But on top of that, he worked with Shawn McManus, Mark Buckingham, Bernie Wrightson, Kevin Nolan, Paul Guinan, I'm pretty sure I'm brutalizing that, Peter Gross, Ross Campbell, Jill Thompson, David Peterson, Eric Powell, and Richard Corbin. So he worked with a lot of really fantastic artists on this book. This book is very nice. It's put out by Vertigo. It's kind of debatable whether or not it's indie or not. But I'm a huge Bill Willingham fan. I've heard some people say that, doing stuff for Vertigo is kind of like having your own. You had to justify your sales there, or else, your book would get canceled. It was kind of like having an indie book. I would imagine debatable. But here we are. Like I said, I'm a huge Bill Willingham fan. Been reading his stuff. I would imagine since probably Texas Comics Annual #1, which is it was Justice Machine Annual #1, which in the back of that book had a short, the first introduction of the Elementals, by Bill Willingham. So, like I said, a huge fan, and then I saw his stuff before when he was working over in Dungeons and Dragons, I guess, doing their ads, and he would do these little cartoon strip ads for them. Some funky stuff over there. But in here, this has like his odds and ends work that he did at Vertigo before he started on Fables. And it has some stuff that he did after Fables in, I think it's House of Mystery. So there's a couple of those shorts that he had done for in there. And it starts off with Proposition Player, which only lasted a few issues. My understanding is that he had wanted this to last for a number of years. So it ends kind of abruptly, but it does have an ending. It's about a guy who, on a lark, just starts buying people's souls for beer and just trading their souls for beer, and ends up finding that by doing that he ends up in possession of these souls, and in some strange way he's made himself into a god, and he has his own afterlife. And because of that, there are other faiths and religions that are really concerned. There's other entities who have their own religions and afterlives. You have all these different ruined afterlives, and it's just a lot of fun. Christianity, I guess, being the largest at the moment. They're like huge competitors. They basically want to trade whatever souls he's picked up for I guess for some kind of weird pardon. But a very fun story. This is some really cool stuff. It's unfortunate it ended very, I think it only lasted like either 4 or 6 issues, and it just ended. But he did bring it to a conclusion, and he had to cover a lot of story, I guess, in that last issue. He had to really boil it down to its core thing, and skip ahead 4 or 5 years, and he says, okay, well, this has happened. Obviously there are a bunch of stories that he wanted to tell and didn't get to tell, but so it happens. And then afterwards is this, this is Bill Willingham's work right here, and this is like his classic stuff. If you've ever seen Coventry, which is just, I think only 3 or 4 issues came out. I read somewhere that he's actually thinking of finishing it. It would be great if he were to get to finish it. But the guy's pen and ink stuff is just incredible. It's just a shame that he stopped drawing for the basic reason that he just said he's just too slow. He's a much faster writer than he is an artist. I mean, get it. There's a lot of time put into it. So, And then we have this Peter Gross. He's working with just a nice short story. You know, and there's several of these in here. This is Merv Pumpkinhead. Was it Agent of Dream? These are a lot of fun. This is this illustrated by Mark Buckingham. This is just great stuff. I mean, look at this. This is just an awesome 2-page spread. Yeah, and it's just a lot of fun. It's about Merv. He's a Pumpkinhead. He works in Dream. He works for the Master of Dream, and once in a while they send him out on these weird missions, and he's kind of like a spy, so, or like some kind of secret agent. He's trying to recover something for them. So these stories are usually a lot of fun. Okay, and then there's a couple of issues he did of these. This is a short. I don't know where this one came from, but this is it's a series of shorts that he had done. Various artists. And a lot of good stuff. And then for me, the crowning jewel is this. It's Thessaly. There's 2 limited series here, illustrated by Shawn McManus. I thought these are really good. These are excellent. I really enjoy these. It's the reason why this is probably the 3rd time I've read. This is probably the 3rd or 4th time I've read this book. Because I enjoy these 2 shorts so much. You know, it's just, again, just a lot of fun. If you like weird fantasy, this is definitely going to be up your alley. If you ever read Fables, or if you like anything like that sort of thing, you're just going to enjoy this. And there was 2 limited series, and that's pretty much where it came in, because that's at that point he started doing Fables, and that's when things really took off for him. I guess for the 10 or 12-year run he had on the series. He did 150 issues. Then he did, this is a short. It's a horror story, and then it's another short by Joe Thompson. David Peterson. I almost said Peter David, that's a writer. It's another guy, but like I said, David Peterson, artist of Mouse Guard, great stuff. And this is Bernie Wrightson. This is, you know, it's fantastic. You got to work with one of the great masters. Yeah. Let's see, what else do we have? Yep. Bernie Wrightson. This is Eric Powell, the artist from The Goon, artist and writer of The Goon, creator. Again, great stuff. And then we have Richard Corbin to finish off the book with. Nice, scary little short story. Fun stuff. Oh no, it was, okay, I guess it finishes with this, which is another Marv Pumpkinhead thing. But it's actually very, very short. But it's a fantastic book. Like I said, if you like weird fantasy, Bill Willingham is definitely one of the guys you should look into. And definitely a bunch of his work. This, if you can find the Coventry issues, I can't imagine they would be too expensive. They might have had smaller runs, but probably 5,000-10,000. But I can't imagine how sought they are. And the people who would have bought them would have probably taken care of them, so they're probably around. And it's probably also the thing you could probably on occasion find a $1 box. You know, if you find somebody who's dumping out their collection to some retailer and they would just don't know what they have. But fantastic books. And this as well, Bad Doings and Big Ideas by Bill Willingham. So, you know, if you like it, if you like the review, just hit the like button and subscribe. Leave a comment below. Let me know, you know, who's your favorite fantasy writer, because I'm always looking for somebody new to read and look into. So thank you so much. And if you want to check out some of my work, you can check out the Oswald Chronicles. You can also check out Tall Tales Online. Thank you and have a great night.